This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hey guys, good morning. And last session we discussed about the Docker volumes, right? And let me stop these three. And today we are going to see that what is the real use case of Docker volumes. Okay. Meanwhile, let me run this Docker instance. Okay, cool. Now, fine. The Docker volumes we are run, right? Docker volumes we are run. Like as if there is no Docker, then what happens? Like there is no volumes. What are the what are the container data which we created that we can, for example, this is your instance. Okay, this is your container. Inside this is a one container. Let's say, for example, any container, it has some data. What are the data is written in this container? If the container will be removed, the data also will be removed. Okay, now if you want to persistent this data, we are using the Docker volumes. Let's take a scenario. Okay, let's take a scenario. For example, let's say Nexus, JFrog, okay, and then Docker private repository, and install any software, install any uh, software, okay, install any software. I mean, like as you know, let's install even JFrog Nexus also will come in this picture. Okay, let's do one thing. Jenkins installation, because if what are the data you are storing in the Jenkins, like for example, let's say you created a jobs. Now once you create the job, once the container will be removed, then all the data will be removed. And let's see today a lot of new options in your Docker run command. Okay, few more new options like -" restart equal to always. Okay, those options also, that's also very important for us. And now the Jenkins and Docker private repository, JFrog, Nexus, anything which is created the data inside the container will be go down and our data will be persistent in our system. If then again new container will come up with the same name or same kind of image, and now if we attach the previous volume, what are the previous folder, what are the content it has written the previous container, the whole data will be copied to the new container. That we can see in the real hands-on now. Real hands-on now. Guys, clear, right? The concept which I'm talking about. Now let's do for Jenkins installation with the Docker volumes. Okay. Now let's go with this self nodes. Then it's finding again. Okay. Now let's what I'm gonna do. Let's see here. Like for example, before going to this documentation, just go for this Docker Hub. Go for Docker Hub. Guys, clear or not what I'm talking about? The concept must be need to understand. If you're not concept understanding, like is completely blind, like what we are discussing now. Now, if you see the Jenkins official one, this official one is the deprecated basically. This official one is the deprecated. Now, what I gotta do? The people are asking this is over 2 years in favor to use this image. Okay, go with this image. That is for Jenkins/Jenkins. This is also as the official image. Okay, by Jenkins guys only. Now, how we can use this image? Now, these guys are saying that this is the image you need to be download, and this documented. This we can go for this documentation. This documentation uses the page. If you go this documentation, then see here all the steps to run the your container. What are the options you need to be run? Every option documentation they mention here. Now, what is the container need to be run? Now, this is the option need to be run the container. Now, let me run this container. Let me run this container. Now, then go and run it this. Let me show this what's happening. Now, let's discuss on this. What is this? Docker run hyphen p means what is the port it is? The Jenkins default port is running on the 80, right? 8080 this is, and then outside accessing also 800. Then what is about the 5, like is here is the 5000. What about the 5000? What this 5000 is, this is a JNLP port. Like as if you want to connect with the slaves, the port should be opened. The port is 5000. Okay, that, sorry, not 5000, it's a 50,000. Sorry. Okay, it's a 50,000 port need to be open. Okay, it's a 50,000 port need to be open. Now let me explain for regarding this. Let's see, read the section connecting agents below to roll with the 50,000 port mapping. Okay, now any agent like master slave we are discussed, right? If you want to connect with the any slaves, that this port need to be open, this port need to be open. That's the reason this port also we are exposing. Sir, that's what I told now. We can use the multiple P's, multiple V's, multiple while building multiple T's, we can use the options. The same way here also they are using the two ports. Sir, how we know that these two ports are using here means? Now if you have still the questions, then what we need to do, then go for Docker and let's open for like as which version you are doing, like as 8 version, and let's say which OS we are choosing, like as CentOS, let's say, and open the Docker file and read the Docker file. They are using a Eclipse. This is the image they are using, base image. They are running something and they set up all the related stuff, and they are using arguments and environment variables, and then they run this Jenkins home directory and volume. They mention the Jenkins home. Okay, and then what is the Jenkins home we need to be volume it. What is the Jenkins home? This is a Jenkins where now Jenkins home is what? Here. Where Jenkins. The Jenkins home is what? Where slash Jenkins. And the ports, come up with the ports. What are the ports they are exposing? No, definitely they mention somewhere in the ports also. Let's see. Okay, this is a port. Now see, what is the port? HTTP port and agent port. It's a 8080 and then 50,000. These ports are they are exposing. Okay, if you want to override that, we can override using the slave port. If anything, if you want custom one, you can -e, and then this is the name we can override. And then even if this argument port also you want to open expose for different port, this while building it will be there. And even we can see this argument HTTP port we can override on that. While building, we can override this if you need it. Yes, if you need it, that port we can override that. If you need it, we can override that port. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear now? Hyphen build hyphen argument, that which we discuss on the env and argument section, right? The same way we can build arguments, and then runtime we can override environment variables, and build time we can override the using the argument. Fine. Any questions, guys? The next, what we do now? Let's this any concern about this command? Any concern about this command? Now 8080 for port, and then here this is the base image of the Jenkins, which is available in the in a Docker hub. It's available in a Docker hub. Now let's copy this. And then run it. If you want to run this, first of all, let's connect the server. Copy this. Okay, now make this and copy this. Sorry. Okay, and that's already done now. Fine. Now what I need to copy, this is the need to copy this. Now see that what are the containers are running. Guys, any concern about this command? Just let me know if you have anything. There is no running and stopping containers are there. Any concern this, guys? Any concern this command? Fast, because it's a very important to understand. Even real time also we are using the same. Okay, now let's run it. I'm running the Jenkins. Guys, please participate. I'm asking from every day. Okay, if it is a classroom, it will focus more on you guys. I don't know what you guys are doing. If you guys are respond, then I got to know like you guys are in class. I know this I know November, December, January little bit lazy because of the winter, right? And this rainy season, so too much raining. And see this like as initial password will be print here actually. Even you can take it up here, or else we can go with this like a where Jenkins home and the secrets initial admin password. If you want to get this, how we can get this initial admin password, guys? If I want to go inside the container, what command I need to use? I want to go inside the container. This is the path is not in my host mission. This is inside the container. It's not in my host mission. No, we need to use the which command to log in the container and set this password.
Yeah.
If you run in the background, that this one won't appear. This one won't appear. This any log we don't appear for us. Okay, now we need to use for the Docker exe and then we need to let's control PQ. Let's do with the control PQ. Let's make it back detached mode. It's not coming actually. Control C if I press, it stopped actually. Okay, let's do it. Okay, Docker PS FNA. I press Control C. Okay, what I'm going to do, let me run in the background. Let me remove this one, which is I run previously. Let me run in the background. -D mode. Okay, -D mode I'm running. Control L and no, this container is running in the background. Now see the Docker PS. If you see the Docker PS, the container is running in the background. Now I want like as let's access this. How to access? Now go to your browser. Simple, same. Your public DNS, public DNS, public DNS, and then 8080. Why it won't come, dude? It will come. Why? Why can't? We can able to. The Jenkins will be coming, but it will ask the password. If you ask password, what should I do now? I want to get the password. How to get that? How can I get that? Huh. We know the Jenkins home. Where Jenkins, where Jenkins underscore home is the Jenkins home path. Then how can I get that? Now Docker exec. Correct. Satish, tell me, guys. -IT and then container ID and then what it is guys is a tiny like tiny command it is. Okay, let me try with the bash. Okay, like yes, let's bash is work. No, it's fine, bash you can try. Okay, if bash not working or no, this is the like this is the last command they are running. This is the last command they are running with this all together. Okay, that means the bash will work. Okay, let's see now where the commands are available, that where /var Jenkins home and then secrets initial admin password. No, this is the password we need to take to put here. When this guy is giving the path, same path I went, I click the initial admin password. See, no Java, nothing done. My Jenkins is ready with the single command. How much struggle we have put in the previously when we are learning the Jenkins. Now where is the Jenkins installation document for us? Go for self notes and then go for Jenkins. Set up Jenkins on AMI Linux. Let's take. Now this is the step we are done. First of all, we update the mission, install the Java, then update the again packages, again we added this repo URL, then import the key, then install Jenkins, and then start the service, then checking background running. We are done for the lot of things, right? Now see here, nothing. The simple single command. Now that is the reason the Docker we are gonna use for because days, month, and weeks of time we can reduce to within a minutes. Understand, guys? I mean, Control PQ. Now see, within a single command we can done that. Within a single command we done our Jenkins installation. Within a single command we done with the Jenkins installation. Let's we do some time wasted today, but it make more clear for you guys. Make sense whatever I'm doing now. Okay, but it take time, some time wasting process, but it must know that. Let it done this installation. Once installation is done, what I'm going to do, I'll go and create some job with that. Now what I'm after that job creation, what I do, I'm going to be remove this container. I'm going to remove this container. Let's see what happened. Our data will be lost. Now if you want to persistent your data, what we are going to do, I have used the volumes for this. Guys, please participate. Are we used volumes here to
No.
persistently store? If you want to persistent, what volumes we need to set up here? Just guess it. Which folder we need to make it a backup? Which folder we need to make it as
Jenkins
a
home.
Jenkins home? What is the Jenkins home for container? What is this container? What is the Jenkins home?
Where
Okay.
Jenkins home.
That is one they are mentioning now. This is the one. Even if you go for official document, here also in this Docker file, if you read, you can understand. Or else you can see the README file. Okay, where is the README file? If you read me file, you can see now these guys say that Array Baba, this is the my Jenkins home. We need to take a backup of this. We need to take a backup of this. Clear now? We'll do next example. This the same thing what I did. I have mentioned for this documentation. Okay, which documentation? Now if you go for Docker private repository here itself. Now we have this is the one. Okay. Now that is a Jenkins only. If you want to set up Docker, even Docker daemon also we are going to set up this. This is for Docker. This is the Docker purpose. Okay. This is the Docker volume again, and this is the Docker configuration again. Now credentials of Docker, that also we need to be volume it. All this. This is just for Jenkins, and this is the Docker stuff. Okay. This is the Docker volumes. Now which is the Docker we installed that need to be go inside the container. And where suck, and this is the Docker daemon, and this is the path where we have the private credentials. You mean like as if you log in the Docker private, we'll discuss this. We can ignore this right now. We'll discuss the Docker private repository. Then after that we are gonna set up this. Okay. This is just example I'm gonna take for the volumes just to make you guys understand Docker volumes. Now this we do in the next up to this command, let's say. Okay, this is the command we are going to do this. This is the what we are going to set up for next example of the Docker. Now this is a Docker sock. We need to be Docker. This is a Docker daemon where we are running where run Docker. We'll see that next. Let's just run the Jenkins now. Okay, now oh my god, this take a little bit time. Or else I could select for the only selected plugins. It will be done very fast. It's done, almost done, guys. Instead of this, what we do in again, This instead of this, what we do, we are gonna create for our own Docker file, our own Docker file. We're going to see this. No, is everything is there. ECR integration, Nexus integration, Docker Hub integration, Docker private repository. There is 3 repositories we are going to do. As of now, what we discussed about next topic, Docker private repository. What we discussed, we create images and we build the images here. We build the images, Docker images. These images where we pushed till now, we pushed into where? In a Docker Hub we are pushing, right? In Docker Hub we are pushing. We push to these images to where? Docker Hub. If you want to pull, we are using the Docker Hub only. This is a Docker Hub. Docker Hub. But Docker Hub, it's everyone can see, anyone can download that. But in real time, we never use the Docker Hub. We are going to use there is a different options. One is the Docker private repository. Another one is the Nexus repository. Another one is the ECR repository. Another one is the JFrog repository. Okay, this is the one we are using any one of this in real time. I worked on JFrog. I worked on Nexus. I worked on ECR mostly. Right now also we are using ECR. ECR means now that I think you hope you guys are understand that last session we discussed in AWS, right? Push your Docker images to ECR repository. Clear, right? Now this is let's say Nexus, and maybe let's say JFrog, anything, and let's say we are going to discuss about for Docker private repo, Docker private repo, Docker private repo. We can use this. We can see we can store in the number of places. Now these images no one can download. This is your internal storage. Your company only can use this. This is anyone can download. Even sir, make it private images in Docker Hub. Yes, we can make it, but we need to pay for them, and we need to pay a lot of money for them. Okay, it's not a simple cost. They will charge huge cost. Okay, how to make it a Dockerize that? I'll show that as private also for Docker Hub. Earlier at the initial time they given a 5 images, we can make it a private. Now they're making the only 1 image for one private. Okay. Containers, that is a file system. The containers are different. NFS mount, you can make it for Docker volumes, like as container data, you can store that, like log files, okay, and any configuration files that we can mount it. Clear now? Your question is if you can NFS mount, can we mount the Docker container? No.
At that mount point, for example, in Postmotion we have NFS mount. That mount point, can we create an in this case we are saying that we need to create a volume for that, and we need to add it.
Yesterday, yes, same EBS volume, NFS mount, okay, whatever we can use. Clear na? That is as a volumes you can use. Clear? Yes, we can. Now let's save this. Let's save the finish. Now our Jenkins is ready. Same, but the Jenkins, how much size it taking? See that also Docker images. You can see Jenkins image. It is just 441 MB. Even you can try with the alpha and like as any lightweight images also available. Even that also we can choose that. That also we can choose that. Even that also very lightweight. Clear na? See, and then even if you see what is the RAM and space it is using, Docker stat command. If you Docker stats command, you will get to like as how much memory it is using, how much CPU it is using, okay, all this information also. Docker stats command. This is same kind of top command. We'll see that, right? The same way you can see in this, how much memory usage limit, and then is a limit is the maximum is the 1 GB we have, and then it is using the almost 43% for this container only. And now you will get like as if 100% in this container, there is no another container is not running because of there is no memory. Then you need to be find out that you need to figure it out. Let's run this container in the different nodes. No, this is about real-time troubleshooting we need to do in real time. In such cases, if you run the container, that container is not accessing, that container is not performing well, that container is not doing right operations properly. Okay, all these scenarios, what we do, we can spin up this container to another mission, or else we can increase the like as instance memory or CPU for the current instance. That we can do with the multiple ways. It is clear now. That is what real time problems we are facing because of this CPU RAM utilization completely. The machine itself will go down. That time we never get any Jenkins access. Okay, again we need to troubleshoot, again we need to restart the Jenkins. Okay, like blah blah things we need to be take care of ourselves. Okay, that is what problems we are facing in real time. Okay, that is the problems we are facing in real time every day. Okay, like it's happening. And then executors are there, less executors they are adding like a CPU cores. If CPU cores are very less, then the jobs will be in the queue. The number of jobs with number of people, like as 10 developers are there, 10 developers commit the 10 commits, and then 10 jobs need to be triggered at a time. It will wait take a long time. Then we need to use like as multiple slaves and run it is, and like as huge CPU, and then more CPU, more RAM need to be used for your Jenkins server. And that's the reason while choosing a Jenkins instance, we need to figure it out, I guess, how many repositories we have, how many people are committing in minute, and all this you need to be make it a choose first. Then we can decide the how much, which type of instance we are going to use that, like as M4X large, M4 2X large, M4 4X large. Okay, memory optimization instances. That one we are using in a real time scenarios. Clear now? That instance type I'm talking. Like today we are taking a micro instance, no? The same way we can use the like as M4 instances. Like just I'm trying to show you that here. C are the CPU things, and M for the memory instances. Okay, now I can choose this in one of this is the CPUs and then memories, and this is the CPUs and memory, and you can choose this memory optimization. See, M5 large. Okay, M5X large. M5 8X large, 2X large, M4X large, M4 large, M4 2X large, okay, M5 large. Now there is a different, and based on that there will be like 16 CPU core and 64 GB RAM, 32 CPU core, 128. Like we used for data science deployment, I do previous company. I used to do like as either this, either this. Okay, like as because of that is a huge data they are processing basically. Okay, I choose like as if you deploy the Docker containers, Docker applications, I usually use this. Okay, first I choose this. If the not working, I'll upgrade from this, to reduce the cost of my company. Just keep in mind, if in case of they ask something, then all this permutation combination we need to take it up, and we need to build that in real time. Okay, cool. The next what we do, let's see. We have the Jenkins right now in our system. Now let's create a new job. It works same like this. Okay, it works same like as it is we are done in the manual installation. Okay, there is no change at all. I'm creating a first job, which is pre-state job. Let's create a okay. This is my first Jenkins job. Okay, and then just build with the small example. What, let's say execute cell echo. Okay, let's run this. It's not a Docker, it's a Jenkins software running with the Docker. It's Docker is what it's kind of a OS, let's say. It's a one Linux. Docker is the one kind of Linux, and top of it we are running the containers. But it won't take a actual Linux. It will be used in the like is whatever you already have, that will be used. Means your OS, what is the base OS it is used. See the console output, it successfully print the whatever message you done. Now till now is everything fine. In case suddenly the container got removed, let's say docker ps your containers are running here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this docker rm. Now if I remove this container, what happened? What are the jobs, what are the plugins you installed, then gone. No more at all. No more at all. No more at all. No more at all. Even what are the jobs we created, we didn't take any backup of this also. We didn't take any backup of also. Then instead of this, what we are going to do, we are going to use the docker volumes for our scenario. Problem, you guys got it right? What I mean? It's clear, right? Problem. And the next what we do, let's go and run the like as example, and let's take this and let's use this, this is the one. Okay, let's take a jenkins home and then this value. If you want to like here, we can do with the like pwd and then slash. Wherever you are running, the current path it will be stored, and this is a slash, right? This is a slash. If you put, then this will be stored in the current host in the file system, not in the docker area. It will store in the your file system. Now I am running this. Okay, it's saying the permission denied. It's saying the permission denied because of Swift writing the wrong volume permissions, wrong volume permissions. What I'm gonna do, because here, let's in the case you need to run with the control a sudo. Let's run with the sudo. Even still, where Jenkins home copy reference wrong volume permissions. Okay. Now let's use for the, you can say user is the root. Let's try with the user is the root. Let me run this. Now, sorry, what I'm gonna do, let's run in the background. Now you need to tell the system it's running on the root actually. Okay, that change with the root. Because of by default is the user is to run is the Jenkins user, but Jenkins user not a permission to write in the volumes in the this user. That's the reason I'm telling that I'm running this Jenkins is the user is the root, -u is the user. Now let's docker ps -a. Now just remove this docker rm-f of, now let me remove this. Okay, 3 things I remove, and then I'm going to be run in the background -d, because the permission issue I'm going to use the user also root, and I don't have any container name. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give the name also, that your wish, wherever you want you can give, like before also you can do this here, hyphen name, hyphen name, let's say my Jenkins. That's, we just saw the problem now. See, the Jenkins is running on the which user? Jenkins user. Now let's see the docker file here. If you guys are see here, take anything. See, the user is the Jenkins user. Now what happened, this container is unable to write permission to this guy. Who is this guy in this EC2 user? Now I'm telling that sudo, like instead we can't use the sudo for the docker run command. Then that is for running in your system, but the volumes you want to store, you need to tell the specifically which user you are using. For that I'm using for the, say that I'm using the root user. Okay, I'm using the root user here. Is it clear, right, guys? Any concern on this container, this image, this command? Any concern? Any concern on this command? Now Docker run background with the permissions and port numbers and then container name and then volumes and then image name. Fine, Satish. Clear now, guys? Clear? Simple now? This is completely one paragraph command will come like coming. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I used to do like, Jenkins latest, what I do. Okay, that's fine. Now what I'm going to do, let's there is a one space issue. Okay, by Jenkins. Let's remove this. Now run the background. Let's see here. Tell me, in this case, do I need to go inside the container, get the admin password, or how can I get that? Yes. Nope, Jenkins is running fine. Okay, Jenkins is running fine. Okay, Jenkins is running fine. Now, from where I need to go now? We need to go this path, and then all this, like, right? This is name is your wish. Whatever you like, you can keep it. Okay. Now, lsfltr. You can see this is the folder which we created for us in the current working directory. cd Jenkins home. Just go for Jenkins home and do this and see which port we need to go for. Secrets. This all the data. Now it's giving the issue. Then what I'm going to do? Let me go for sudo. Now even that's not working. Let's go for sudo -i. It will go to a root user and then home EC2 user and then because of we mentioned the root user, no, that guy don't have permission, and then Jenkins home secrets, and then what is this is a CD path. Inside the CD path, what is the file? Initial admin password. Now this is the password. Now copy this password. We need to go inside the container. If you want to go, you can go both places. Like whatever the data it is there, the same data is copied into your file system. Then copy this file system data and paste it here. This is internally your one. Now go on install. At this point time, then select the selected plugins. Let's select the folder one. If you want to keep it the build timeout also, credentials binding. This is the plugins actually. Clean up all the things. Okay, I'm not going to do set up all the any plugins here to make it very fast here. Just for to make them very fast. Later also you can install the plugins. Okay, but suggested plugins is a good option, but let it go further to make very fast deployment. I'm going with this. Even this antivirus is man, I didn't see that. The antiviral, these are also not required. Docker private repository will see the next session, guys. Okay, then else, let's start the Docker private repository, and understand, guys, what is the use case of volumes. Understand, it's a very important question, guys. Okay. This is a fresh one. Okay. And guys, we started startup actually. Okay, and some companies are struggling with the team to set up a DevOps. We are helping for them. This is a company, startup company, which we are going to do this. And we are two DevOps actually, team, and me and my friend. Okay, like we are both two. Okay, just for any companies, anything are there, right? Like, who are problem, not consulting, man. It's a company, it's kind of consulting for DevOps, let's say. No, DevOps, like, all, whatever they are unable to set up a CI/CD process to make them automation. Okay. SimCloud, and then, Jenkins, Kubernetes, Docker, all the tools. We do set up for them. Instead of recruiting 10 people and 12 people for setting them, any people are struggling, any people like startup companies. No, you didn't understand. Okay, we'll talk that later. Fine. Now see that new item, and let's see, this time we get a very small thing. We get all options because of we are not installed the plugins. It's not internal, it's not a fresher jobs actually. Okay, now what I mean, like, say you started one company. Okay, you're starting your own company, you don't have any DevOps team in your company. Okay, you don't have any DevOps team in your company. What we do, we are providing the service for them. Understand, no? Go, this is first job. Okay, and let's apply and save it, and then click a build now. No, this is, no, see this. Now we got a successfully done. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go here, I'm going to remove this container. Last time when you run that, we don't get any backup of this data, right? We won't get any backup of this data. Now this time, if you do this docker ps, and let's remove this docker ps -a. Okay, let's remove the docker remove -f, -f, just remove the container, and the next what you do, I want to run the new container. There's a new container with the new name. Okay, not the same name, same container, but you are using the volumes and all the stuff. Let me go here. Like there is some space mistake here, right? Let me the container name are like, let me my container names are different now here. Remaining things are common. Okay, this is a different new container. This is a new container, but I am attaching the previous volume only. What are the previous container that my Jenkins container which is there, and I'm attaching the same volumes to the new container. Now see this. What is the advantage you will get? It's same ports. That is fun. If you want to understand that ports should be right. Ports don't need to change anything. Because of that container got removed now. If the container is still running, then that container will be occupied the ports. But container got removed completely. Okay, then you don't need to change the ports. Okay. This is also even you don't need to change name also. Here you don't need to change the name also, but just for you guys are need to understand this is a new container. That's the reason I given the name. Even this name also, the my Jenkins also not used any container. Okay, clear, right? Means if a new container will run, and what are the previous things you set up the jobs and all. If you see, go and take that again back. Now, last time what we had done, we run the same, but we won't get any. Again, it will install from starting, right? Now this time, no need to install plugin. This time, no need to, like as create a job. Whatever we had done previously, we got everything back. We don't need to do anything. Mm, 1 second, guys. Now let's do one thing. What happened? It should be asking for my credentials, no? Why it's asking? Cat initial. Why? Sorry. What happened, right? The bloody mistake what I did. This present working directory, I am here, I ran that. Then it treated as that this is the present working directory. If you give the absolute path, then it will take very nicely, but I did this is the wrong. I understand. Now what I did the wrong actually here, let me exit from this user first of all, and let me go exit from here also. Just go for your where the sorry, connect the server. What the mistake I did here is, now you should be then where your Jenkins home is located here. This is a present working directory. Then do the Docker PS here. Docker PS, Docker rm -f. Now remove the container. Now just remove the container. Now what I'm gonna do? Let me run the same container with the that because of the PWD issue, guys. Okay, it treated as the PWD means like as that is wherever I'm running this container that will it is a present working directory, but there is no Jenkins home for that path actually. We don't have any folder for in this that previous secret folder. That's when it create a new volume. That's when it create a new volume. Now see here the next what we do. Let's see Docker PS. Docker PS. Then go and access now. Then go and access this. Go and access. Now you can see you don't need to set up anything. Now what are the setup we have done previously? What are the jobs we have done previously? That will come to us back. Now see nothing. The previous one, the previous my Jenkins one which were done, and all the data will be backed up here. All the data is backed up here. Fine. It's clear, guys. But in real time scenario, basically, if you run any softwares like as let's say Prometheus, Grafana, Jenkins, Nexus, JFrog, any software, these softwares, when you are booting your instance, let's say you restart your instance, this should be up and running automatically. Or else what happen? No, you need to run manually again. Understand? No? Clear, right? Question. Now, for example, if I stop my instance now, if I stop my instance, what happened? This will become automatically or not? Let me stop this. That is for normal setup. I mean, this is for the normal manual installation. This is for normal manual installation, size Docker. I'm talking about Docker. This is your manual installation of Jenkins, but we are using a Docker now. We are using a Docker now. When we do manual, this is the one will work. Check config. Okay. Now let's stop the instance. Let us stop it here. Let's start it again. Let's start it again. Now when the start it again, let's connect this. Connect this now. Connect now. Connect now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. First. Now see this and see the Docker PS. Do you run the Jenkins or not here? There is no Jenkins running. FNA, it is stopped state. If you want to start again, you need to use the Docker start command. Docker start and then container ID. Now you can start your Jenkins now. Then again you can access your Jenkins aram se. This is the public DNS. Now you can able to access. These are steps you need to be do for that. But sir, I like for example, let's say once I reboot, I forgot about to start, then entire whole day, like your what are the softwares? It can be Nexus, it can be Jenkins, it can be Sonar, it can be JFrog, it can be Docker private repository, any that should be used for the all application. That should be up and running at any cost. That should be up and running. Any cost means like when you're booting, let's say, okay, you need it's come up automatically. Then that scenario in Docker level, what we are going to use, if you run the Docker run command, what option we are going to use? Now that option is called, anywhere you can put here like as finish hyphen restart equal to always hyphen restart equal to always. When you restart your instance, should be this up and running. Now let's see this beauty of this feature. Now see this, what I'm gonna do, see Docker PS. I'm going to remove this container. The running one I'm going to remove this because of the option I didn't use previously. Okay, now the Jenkins is down now. The Jenkins is down now. I'm going to use this Jenkins. It's the same one. Docker PS. Let's see, my Jenkins will come up again. I'm playing with the Jenkins today, right? Yes. You want to know all the features, this is mandatory. If you read understand, that's fine, but if you do practical, you never be forgot in real in any time. Madhu, let's say Madhu. Okay, let's sign in. Now you will get back to your instance. What I'm gonna do, let's go on stop instance. See the difference. When I'm go and stop the instance, the previously what happened, when I stop and start the instance, my Jenkins is not come up automatically. Yes or no? My Jenkins is not come up it stopped the state. What I did the Docker start. Now if if you use this -f restart equal to always option, what happens when you reboot your instance, when you start your instance, that will be come automatically. That will become automatically. Let's see that. Let's see the difference there. Okay, now that is what it is happened. Okay, that's what it's happened. Okay, now let's see. Let's start the Jenkins cycle. Let's start the this instance again. Okay, now let's connect the instance now, because the IP address will be changed when you stop and start. Okay, you need to connect with the new IP. See the magic. Now your Jenkins is ready from last 15 seconds. You don't need to stop. It is not in stop state. It is running. Clear now? Now this is also one beauty option when you do any software like that. Okay, that is the advantage of that. That is the advantage of that. Now this is the small things in real time they're asking. Array, when I start my server, this is some service is running, like, as you know, it's stopping. Can you make it for automation for this? And when I reboot the instance, it should become up automatically. Can you do that process? Okay, if you do that process, what you do, just do the simple soft link. Any script they want to run the booting time, then you just soft link. That's it. It's use the, like, as you know, init.d folder. No, you can do that when init.d, when it will execute when you booting your instance. Booting means when you power off start. No, and that soft link we can go and use. If this kind of Docker commands we are using the -f is equal to always. Now that check config, okay, service enable, what that will do, that will do in the soft link only, basically. Understand now? Your service will be added into your soft link, you know, that is booting time. That is the reason it will do this. The systemctl enable or else check config command, these two commands do the same thing. Understand, right, guys? Clear, right? Yeah, that's things you need to, they will ask. That is what our day-to-day jobs in our DevOps. We can remember those as well. Fine. That's thing. Now the Docker private repository, I didn't start now. I thought it was done very first. Okay, fine. Now let's start with the Docker private repository. Now let's discuss about this. What is the use of? Now previously I already told here in the meanwhile. Anyway, now we use Docker Hub, right? Instead of Docker Hub, we are using the Docker private repository. This Docker private repository, how do we set up? We take any Linux mission, same mission or different mission, that your wish. Tell me, guys, how can I go? Can I go for same mission or different mission? I take a same mission, or else, you know, anything is fine. And if it is a different mission, we use the different port number here. If it is a same mission, we can use the local host. That is the difference. You can get anything. Take this is the assignment. Let's discuss about the same mission. I'll show the same mission. What I am going to do, I am going to run in the this the Docker private repository as a one container. Docker private repository as a one container. For this to create a Docker private repository, as a one container, we should have a one image, right? One Docker image we should have. Correct now? Now, if you like a Jenkins has one image. Now we already have a Jenkins image, then we use the run as a container, then we are accessing the Jenkins software. The same way, the Docker private repository also, if you want to run as a container, you should have an image. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now for that image, the Docker INC, and Docker INC means Docker company, they provide one image. That image name called as registry. The name is called as registry. Okay, then go for the registry now. That is registry. Okay, this is the official image. This Docker registry 2.0 implementation of storing and distributing the Docker images. Docker registry. This is a Docker means the company is implement the Docker. This we are calling as a Docker registry. Now this Docker registry, if you run this container, our Docker registry will be up and running for us. We can push and pull the images. But if you want to, this is even this container go down and all. If you remove this container, then what are the images we store? We lost it. If you don't want to lose that, what we need to use, guys? What we need to use? See, if you run this, no, it's like a basic one. If this container will be removed, then what happened? What are the images we pushed here? Then we lost that images. Now, if you want to persistently use that, we must use the volumes. That we can see that how do we set up and see in the next class. Okay, fine. This same example, we'll take it up and we'll do the hands-on tomorrow. Lot of things it takes. Tomorrow we'll discuss this Docker private repository. The next class we discussed about Nexus private repository and ECR private repository, like 3 repositories, whatever we can use in real time. Any one we can use, not for all, like in real time. Any one we can use, but for our course we have covered for all 4. Okay. Firstly, 90% ACR, like as rare cases Nexus. Okay. Mostly people are using this Docker private repository, also rare cases. The initial days the people are using for local. If you don't want to set up big stuff and all, we can go with this Nexus, UI, blah blah, all the things you don't want them, set up simply with this. It's a very lightweight actually. It's a very lightweight. Okay, fine, cool. We'll see this from here and then we'll go for Nexus, then we'll go for ECR. All will complete tomorrow and tomorrow, and then we'll go for Docker with Jenkins integration. Let's do with freestyle jobs and pipeline jobs, other things, and then we'll go for Docker Compose. Okay, and then we'll go for load balancer. Okay, and means Nginx with the load balancer setup. That we'll discuss. That is also one machine test again. Fine.
So that is what called the private repository.
This is we call private repository because it's running in our local. No one can be accessed outside people until unless if you are enable public port range or everyone. What we do, we can give our network IP address, the specific person need to be accessed. Sorry.
No, that can be achieved through
Hello.
Docker Hub. Docker Hub private.
Your voice is very low, dude. If you are using any headset, just remove that.
No, I'm just my headset is fine at this point in time. Is it okay now?
Little bit better, Satish.
Okay, let it be now. I'll change my headset probably. Then I can.
No, you can ask me now. You can ask me now.
Okay. No. What I'm saying is, so for that, for local storing the local repository like Docker Hub repository or Nexus. I mean, we just install the Nexus and we keep in our local, isn't it? That's what.
Exactly. That is for our private repository. Okay. The same thing we discussed about on Maven repository, like as Maven artifact store, right? The same way we can store with the Docker images also.
Okay.
And the Nexus we can use the Docker images and Maven images, and then M repository we can store the different kind of artifacts. With that
Right.
cycle, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see that. Cool, guys. Then see you then tomorrow, guys. Until then, bye. Bye, guys. Bye.